everybody. Rock Dude here.
Marky Z, and welcome to another audition of the Rockin' House Special Edition Gearheads here on
The
Rockin'
Rockin'
House. All right, man, another awesome edition. We have a special guest coming to the show today on the Gearheads edition. Randall Edwards, a.k.a. DJ Crazy Train, has two awesome shows. You can catch him on Friday nights and Saturday nights, both on his classic rock one, which is Friday, which is the Friday night special, and of course his heavy metal show every Saturday night, which is the House That Metal Built. Rock Dude.
Yeah, the House That Metal Built. We're proud to be on every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Our Rockin' House show is a featured artist. We'll be there every week for all the fans out there.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to thank Lady Sandra, the owner of the network, for
Absolutely.
allowing us to be a part of their family. And it's a great thing. And Randall Edwards, who's been a longtime friend and helped us along the way, too. So all the people and the fans who think the Rockin' House is doing great work, thank you very much. And yeah, DJ Randall Edwards is one of those popular DJs for the last 5 years or so on Digital Revolution Radio. So he's got two shows, and like I said, Rockin' House is glad to be a part of the whole family too. So what do you think, Mark?
Absolutely. We're going to bring on DJ Crazy Train Randall right now. Welcome to the Rockin' House Special Edition of Gearheads. Welcome, Randall. All right, this is Marky Z, and I'm here with Rock Dude, and welcome to a special edition of the Rockin' House, Gearheads. I'm here live with Randall, all the way from Florida, DJ Crazy Train of the House That Metal Built, and also his classic rock radio show from Digital Revolution Radio, where you hear it loud and clear, as we say. Randall, welcome to an edition of Gearheads on the Rockin' House today. How are you doing, brother?
Thank you, brother. I've been excited to do this ever since y'all told me y'all were inviting me to the show.
Yeah, man.
And it's, shared the promo video of me coming on the show. A lot of people saw it, too.
That's great, man. That's great, man. Well, you know what I want to start our show today with, and I think it'd be a great way to start it, is how did Randall, DJ Crazy Train, come up with his name? How did he become a DJ? And how did he land himself on Digital Revolution Radio?
Okay. Oh, well, we're going to start with the name now.
All right.
I said it's something I haven't mentioned to anybody. When I first started DJing, I went by Randy the DJ.
Okay.
Then I went, and then I had a show. I tried to do the radio station thing on my own after I left Second Life a few years ago, which I'll talk about here in a minute. Mm-hmm. And I realized that you had to have license for your copyright and stuff like that.
Right.
And I was flying under my own banner for a while with an app and everything, and I realized, that I'd be better off just DJing for somebody that has all that stuff. So I stopped doing it and started doing that.
Okay.
And somebody encouraged me and said, Randall, you ought to come up with a new moniker. You love Ozzy Osbourne, don't you? I said, yeah. Okay. And when he said that, it sprung in my head to do DJ Crazy Train. Uh-huh. And ever since then, it's stuck, Yeah. So they call me CT, they call me Crazy Train, whatever. It just sticks with me. Now if y'all look me up on Facebook, when you look me up on Facebook, Dio's going to pop up. I promise.
Okay.
If you tag me, the Dio's picture will pop up. I don't know why.
Wow.
But he's my hero anyway, so I'm happy for that.
I love Dio, brother. I got a Dio tribute band, Night Train, tribute to Dio Black Sabbath. I'm a total Dio fan, man. You know that. Well, that's awesome, man. So how did you, become the DJ? Like, how did that happen?
Going back, let's go back 10 years ago.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Or maybe a little bit more than that. I started sharing music on a page called Pal Talk.
Okay.
And something I haven't mentioned to many is I had the reputation of playing bands, and the reaction I love is, oh my God, I ain't heard that in a long time. Where'd you get that? I hear that a lot.
Nice.
I said, I remember. It's all up here, and it comes back to me all of a sudden. So that's my reputation everywhere now. But anyway, going back to it, you put your hand up, you share music, you play through your sound card. You don't need Shoutcast or Icecast. You just hooked up with software and play 3 songs and give it up and let somebody else do it.
Okay.
I got tired of that,
Mm.
and I don't know. I just got bored with Pal Talk, and some years later, I moved on to a thing called Second Life.
Okay.
And in Second Life, you can rent a shoutcast or an ice cast stream really, really cheap. I mean, cheap.
Okay.
Some of these station owners don't know how cheap you
Wow.
can get it in there.
Okay.
But anyway, you get it cheap and you use it to DJ at a club, a nightclub, whether it be a metal club, country club, or a classic rock club.
Okay.
You got your own stream and you sign in, or that you use the stream that they provide to you
Nice.
on there.
All right.
And after a while doing that, there's a lot of politics and drama with the nightclubs on Second Life. So I gave that up and started doing tributes. And my first tribute was Ronnie James Dio, which is one of my favorites. I got a YouTube video up right now that I shared with my good friend Pete Resty and Wendy Dio. They loved it. See, he came back to me and said I showed it to Wendy, and she just loved that video, dude.
Nice.
I was like, all right, that's cool, man.
Man,
And
yeah.
anyway, moving on from that, I did a lot of tributes. Scorpions, Saxon. Saxon was the most popular one we ever done at
Wow.
Motorhead. And you just dress your avatar up to be whoever you're assigned to be in the band. You know, and the animations in Second Life with the guitars and all this stuff is awesome, man. You need to see it. It's
Wow.
badass.
Very cool.
Puts you in the moment, you know.
Yeah.
Again, after that, Second Life lag and software issues and stuff like that really got me turned off from it. And I didn't know where I was going.
Right.
And I seen, you know, somebody saying on Facebook that they need a DJ on their radio station, and I started doing that for a while. And you know, either the station closed up or, whatever. So I moved on, and then I met Sandra.
Okay.
Basically through, like, it wasn't a contest. It was like voting for the best internet radio station or whatever.
Sure.
And I voted for her station over and over and over, basically. And I messaged her and I said, do you need DJs over there? I'm not really, happy where I'm at right now. Would you give me a chance? And she said, yes. I said, what nights you got open? I said, Saturday nights. And I said, hell, man, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it seems like Saturday night was my night to burn anyway. So, so I started doing that, and then she added the classic rock show, and man, it's been a party ever since. Interviews, good metal music, music you ain't never heard of, music you've heard of. I love it.
That's awesome, man. So you've been doing how long with the Digital Revolution Radio now? How long you've been DJing with the House of Metal Built and DJ Crazy Strange Classic Rock?
The House at Metal Built show pretty much started right after I started there. So it's been 6 years.
Nice.
And I think 2 or 3 years into it, I started it was called Crazy Trains Classic Rock first.
Yes.
And then I changed it to the Friday night special.
Okay. All right.
It's been going 4 years now. I don't know, man. I ain't kept track on how long that's been going, but
right. Awesome. So that was the show that we were listening to last night when I had my friends on the show,
right.
coming in and checking you out for the first time. Jimbo and Metal Mike out there. Big shout out to my boys.
Man,
the first time they came to your show and they loved it, man. You went there, played AC/DC. They didn't even expect you to play a block. They asked for 1 or 2 songs. You played like a block of AC/DC. These guys were loving it. They were having a great time. Dude, the first time in the station.
I love AC/DC, man. They're just one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
And Friday night, I like to keep it open because I love all kinds of music. I don't play country on there, but and I love country music too. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I like to play, a little bit of everything. R&B.
Yeah, you mix it up.
Classic rock and the hippie stuff. Grateful Dead.
Awesome.
Foreigner. Bad Company. All your favorite stuff that you love to hear.
Right, the big classic rock bands. Exactly.
Right. where
Everything
our
funk bands,
where
and you
our
play it
metal
all.
bands have our
Yeah.
influences from, you know.
Yes, yes, and you do play a hell of a variety. Like you'll sit there and play Diana Ross, and then you'll play Rick James, and then you go play AC/DC and Judas Priest. Like you'll mix it up. I know. And
Yeah.
that's what I think people love about your shows is that you mix things up. And if someone suggests you to play something, if you have it, you're going to play it. Unless you have no
And
time to do it, you're
if I
going to
don't
play it.
have it, brother, I tell you what, when they crest up, if I don't have it, I'll find a way to get it.
Yes, you will.
Um,
I know for a fact that's a fact. Well, I'll tell you what, man, we're going to come back with Randall Edwards again and talk some more about how things are moving in the future with Digital Revolution Radio in just a minute.
We're taking internet radio by storm at Digital Revolution Radio. Classic rock hits, heavy metal, live interviews, music 24/7 right here on Digital Revolution Radio, where you're going to hear it here loud and
All right, this
clear.
is Marky Z, and I'm with Rock Dude again, and Randall, DJ Crazy Train of the House of Metal built and Crazy Train's classic rock and roll show on Digital Revolution Radio. Welcome back, brother. We talked about how you started to be a DJ. We talked about how you got on the Digital Revolution Radio, and we talked about a few other things about some of the cool things that you've done being a DJ and how things morphed into being on these shows with Digital Revolution Radio and Sandra, the owner. Now let's talk about certain gear that you use. You know, what you use, since we are on the Gearheads version of the Rockin' House here. What are some of the gear that you use? Let's share that with our viewers.
well, over the years, I've built up sort of a, like what you call a mic locker,
Okay.
where I've got different types of microphones, all the microphones that I got. And I love to sing. Y'all know that. Y'all have heard me some of my songs that I do.
Yep.
I mean, I got the stuff. Why not do it? Even if I can't sing, I have fun doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I use different mics like the Shure 58. I use Sennheiser E835. I've got AKG C214. Shure SM7B, which is my favorite. This is the one you see me talk on now.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. Yes.
This one right here sounds amazing too. I'm sure everybody's heard me talk on it. This is the Rode Procaster
Very nice.
with the shot mount on the bottom.
Yeah, man.
Every once in a while, I like to switch them out.
Sure.
These mics are heavy. They're like 2 pounds
Wow.
a piece at least. So it takes a pretty heavy duty mic stand to hold it.
Right. Wow.
And the mic boom I use, I can't remember. It's a Rode also. It's made for heavy duty, for holding heavy mics like that.
Very awesome.
And I had to have it. You know
Very
what I'm
awesome,
saying?
man. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I wanted to use microphones. You know, this Shure is becoming more popular with radio shows, internet radio shows, podcasts, everything.
Nice. Very nice.
I remember interviewing Brian Barchak. He owns a reptile zoo up in, and he started a podcast. And I told him, I said, man, I tried to Shure SM7B, and next thing you know, he's got the whole setup. So I know
Very awesome.
some of my influence on gear is everywhere. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
man.
the DBX 286S, that thing will make any microphone sound like $1,000 microphone. I don't care if you paid $19 for it, $20, $200 or $300. That'll make a microphone sound absolutely amazing. Along with the Mackie Pro 12 I use for my show and everything.
Very awesome.
And for my singing, I use a Motu M2. It's got the lowest latency I've ever seen, something like a Apollo Twin interface or something like that. Man, I didn't pay, you go for like $160 on eBay or Amazon or whatever, and it's a good, I'm going to be able to play my guitar through that thing without buying an amp and have all the sound I could possibly handle on there.
Really?
You know?
Wow. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about that guitar. You just mentioned about your guitar. It's my understanding that you got a little project you're working on now, and it looks like you're trying to build and actually make your own custom guitar. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
I've had a guitar in the past before,
Okay.
and I got a brother that plays. Has been playing since he's 16 years old. But between him and the guys in his band, I've known since they were young. You know,
Yeah.
I'm the oldest guy, but I've known them since they were teenagers when they were playing
Sure.
in a band. You know,
Yeah.
and I wanted to play guitar, but it seemed like I'd get it and I'd lose interest and then come back to it.
Right.
You know, I even got pianos. I got two. I got one sitting here on my desk, which is Native Instruments Complete Mark II, and then I got a Yamaha keyboard over here, and I just bought this. Show this right here.
Cool.
And y'all ain't gonna believe I only give $60 for it, but I seen a guy named Guitar Max on YouTube did a review on this, and he said, now this is a $60, $70 guitar, but you can make it sound amazing. So he told said what he used to put in it. So I plan to change the pickups, the bridge, tuning pegs, anything that'll make this thing get down with the program. It's gonna sound good, man. The pickups are a lot like Seymour Duncan's and everything. When I get it done, it's gonna be fun to play.
Cool.
And, if I lose interest, I always keep it around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, I love this guitar, man. I just can't wait to get it set up.
Very awesome. Let's talk about, Randall, a little bit about some of the memorable interviews you may have done on your show. Because you also do interviews, and that's how I found out. And I liked what you were doing and this and that, and we started talking, and before you know it, we're where we're at right now with the interviewing thing, doing our own shows. Let's talk about some of your memorable guests that you had on your show.
First of all, before I start with that, if I miss you when I say something this time, I want you to know I love every musician that I work with, and every one of you is the music that y'all play is what gives me what I need to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It is you guys made me what I am.
Yep.
But going back, I think a very memorable interview was with Crown of Earth when we were picking on each other and everything. When I first found out about you, Mark, reached out to me and wanted your stuff played on my show.
Yep.
And that's where our friendship grew right there.
Yes.
And then we did an interview with the whole entire band, and just we were laughing, and it was just a fun. I mean, we were picking on each other and poking at each other, but we were having fun doing it and talking about music too. That's what it's all about, the camaraderie and the, things like that. But then little Ozzy, I've interviewed him several times. He's a really good interview. I love talking to him too, and somebody that's real. I mean, he's a good friend also. Yeah. Steve Lynch.
Yeah.
Another really good friend. I love all the interviews. We've done interviews twice so far.
Yeah.
He gave me my first interview, Bob Mitchell. Nice. I did it was a double night where I did 2 interviews at once.
Wow.
I've interviewed Bill Liberty, Firehouse, Jimmy Bell, Autograph.
Nice.
Let's see. Oh, I can't remember. Mike LaPond from Silent Assassin.
Nice.
No. Is it Silent Assassin? I think it is. I get his name
Mike
confused
LaPond
with another
is,
assassin
band
he's
there. Symphony X, right?
Yeah.
Symphony
Mike
X.
LaPond.
And now he just joined Death Dealer.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
He was with Ross the Boss there for a while.
Yes, well, he's with Death Dealer now. Absolutely.
But he still does stuff with Symphony X.
Yeah.
And our brother, George Call, got to give a big shout out to my brother. Bro, I love your brother, man. You're a good friend, and I love talking to you, man.
Yeah.
You're an awesome singer, guitar player. Let's see, David Reese.
Yeah, man.
Man, Ronnie Monroe. I want to tell you about me and Ronnie Monroe. This is before I met David Reese and everything too. I get excited talking about this because I love their music. I love their singing and everything. But I'm gonna talk about Ronnie Monroe a minute. I drive a truck for a living, and I can't do too much when I work. Sometimes when I get home, I don't even feel like looking at a computer screen because I'm so tired and everything. But
sure.
Ronnie Monroe was doing a new band and everything, and I was sharing all the posts he was doing, and he personally messaged me one day, and he said, "Randall, I want to thank you so much for sharing my music and starting my band and everything. I really appreciate that." And
Wow.
his wife Javon at the time, God bless her soul. Um, I hear my dog barking. God bless her soul. Worked with me on doing my first interview with Ronnie Monroe.
Wow.
And Ronnie Monroe, before that, asked me, he said, "Look, man, I'd love to have you on my Facebook page. Would you be savvy enough to be an admin or something on my show and spread the word?" And I said, "Yes, sir, I'll do that." And it just got, man, I jumped. I ran through the house. I was excited because
Nice.
I'm such a big fan of Ronnie Monroe and everything.
Yeah.
And I did that for a while till he changed the format of his Facebook page. And you know, there's a lot of things there. I just love him and Javon. They've just been such good friends. Um, and moving on, he still is.
Yeah.
And anyway, going on, David Reese.
Yeah.
I knew all about him. He's the one that totally changed the sound of Accept when he come in there. He changed it, the sound of Accept. They did a really good album, but a lot of people weren't accepting of his of the change. And that's the only reason why he's not
Right.
singing with them. But he did a really good album with them, I feel.
Right.
That will be in history. And Bangalore Choir and Sainted Sinners, and now you got Reese. He's an awesome man.
Yeah, man.
Man, there's so many people. If I'm missing them, Killer Khan, Crown of Earth. God, man, I can't mention all of them all in one sentence. Kevin Jones, of the band Stepchild out in California.
Wow.
My buddies with the band Intrinsic.
Nice.
My friends in Metal Church, Steve Unger.
Yeah.
Kurt Vanderhoof. Man. I got so many friends in the music
We'll be here all day,
I can't
man.
remember to mention them all, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Sean
man.
Peck.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to come back with DJ
Howdy, folks. DJ Crazy Train, host of the House That Metal Built. If you're enjoying the music, turn it up loud and piss the neighbors off. Ha ha! You're on Digital Revolution Radio, where you want to hear it here, loud and clear.
All right, this is Marky Z again. I'm with Rock Dude, and we've been talking here with Randall Edwards, DJ Crazy Train of the House to Metal Built on Digital Revolution Radio, and his classic rock show as well. Crazy Train's classic rock show. And we've been talking about how you started, how you became a DJ. We talked about some memorable interviews you've had, and we talked about some gear that you use, and a lot of different cool things. And let's move forward now. We're going to talk about, how they can get on and listen to your show on Digital Revolution Radio, both of your shows, when they're on, what time they're on. And let's talk about how the impact of COVID has been to you and the show and Digital Revolution Radio.
Well, if you want to listen to the show, the best way to get it is to download the Live 365 app, and then just look for us there. You'll find us. It's no problem.
Okay.
Also, you can catch us on TuneIn Radio.
Okay.
Sometimes people have, mixed issues with both, getting on or whatever, but one or the other will work if you download it or something like that.
Sure.
I feel bad when they call saying I can't get on, but I'm there. I'll help you. I'll help you every way I can to get you on the show. That's for sure.
Nice. Very awesome.
Yeah. And our radio station is growing in leaps and bounds as far as listeners, and I'm just so happy. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, I did a happy dance because I had 65 people in the chat room that weekend, and it just blew my mind.
That's
I was
awesome.
actually DJing to that many people, not counting what's on, that's being counted that is not even there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're listening to Androids and stuff like that, which
Sure.
It gets me excited.
Right. Absolutely awesome, brother. Let's talk about it. You can listen to Digital Revolution Radio and catch his shows. I believe one is on Friday night, and that will be DJ Crazy Train's Classic Rock Show. And when does that start? That's on
Sorry,
Friday?
Mark. It's the Friday night special now.
It's now the
That's
Friday,
the name of the
excuse me,
show,
the
yeah.
Friday night special. It used to be DJ Crazy Train's Classic Rock.
Right,
That's
right,
correct. And you can catch that at what time, Eastern time?
9 p.m. Eastern, Eastern Standard Time on Digital Revolution Radio.
Awesome.
And we got the House That Metal Bill show where I do most all my interviews at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome.
And I DJ as long as I want to.
Right.
But if I'm gonna DJ till 3 a.m. in the morning, I'm gonna go.
Nice.
You know, but
and
I
you
got
do
that
say
option,
that.
but I usually don't. I go until. I used to be my commercial on there. DJ Crazy Train. I will go until. I didn't say a time or nothing. You know?
Right. Yep.
But
and that's Saturday nights, the House of Metal Bill.
right. That's where I do all my interviews, all of them.
Awesome. And I also want to mention as well, here we are on the Gearhead Special Edition with Randall Edwards. We're starting to close out our show, and we really appreciate Randall coming on the Rockin' House in the Gearhead Special Edition. That the Rockin' House is proud to announce that we are on every Wednesday night from 6 p.m. Eastern Standard to 7 for 1 full hour, where you can catch an episode if you missed it. Right on Digital Revolution Radio, every Wednesday night you can catch the Rockin' House on the live audio on the station. We're very excited about that, so be looking out for that. And remember, get on Digital Revolution Radio. Log on, get in the chat room. Get in there and talk with everybody. They all love music like you all do, and let me tell you something, Digital Revolution Radio is probably at this point in the last 5 years top #1 internet station on the internet right now. If I'm pretty much right on that, right, Crazy Train?
Oh yeah. If you look at the boat, we got a little voting link there on our main page right now.
Nice.
If you go on there, we are #1 on there. And every time I get a chance, I vote. You know, I put a vote in there, and it's still there. We're #1, and we got a lot of other good internet radio stations too. You know, I got a lot of respect for them because we're out there. What our mission is to bring music and to get that reaction and said, oh my God, I ain't heard that in a while type of thing. That's what I want to hear. You know?
Right, man. And all right, and in closing our show today, what I'd like to do is just ask Randall one quick question. I ask everybody because I get a different response every time. Is where do you see your future with Digital Revolution Radio right now? The way I'm seeing things, it looks to me like you ain't going nowhere. You're going to stick with this station. You got a lot of loyal listeners, and people love your shows.
I don't have no plan, and ain't no hurry to leave. I've had offers to go to other radio stations, and guys, I respect you guys 100% because we all do the same thing, and we're all doing this together.
Right.
But Sandra is really good to me. Big shout out to her. She's always been good to me. She's always let me have creative power, and I really appreciate it. She's just awesome to work for. She's in there all the time listening, even though you might not see her on Facebook or in the room, but she's there, I promise you. Yep. And she supports all her DJs, and she does awesomely.
Absolutely. All right, well, I want to thank Randall, DJ Crazy Train, coming on the Rockin' House, a special edition of the Gearheads. I'm Marky Z with Rock Dude, and we are out.